Hey everybody. I thought that I would show you some more books while I'm waiting for a motorcycle video to upload. And so without any more chit chat, let's just go ahead and get to it. I hope you enjoy this. Okay? It's me, Lila Gma Rides. And the first book that we have to look at, tricked you, didn't I? Is this little fabric covered journal. It has an exposed spine, is what that's called. These are the stitches that actually hold the pages inside. It's an old book cover that I have recovered with some hand-dyed fabric and a freebie from Nick the Booksmith on Teachable. And inside of it, I got some DigiKits, and DigiKits is when you get something that you print off of Etsy. It's just digital images, and you can print them off on your own printer and reproduce them in whatever color tones and such that you're able to do. I couldn't get all that fancy because I'm not very good at it. But anyway, this journal has a lot of tea-stained paper in it, and some of, as you can see, which is ledger. This book is ideal for stuffing in a saddlebag. I know I talk about that a lot, but it has a variety of different types of pages in it. And you could like glue receipts on, you can plot out your next road trip, you can keep track of stickers people give you, you could use it for an autograph book of sorts, I suppose. I've threw a couple of little things in here, and there's an envelope built into this one. Yeah. Tea-stained paper, like I said, 2 signatures. I put a couple of little things in here. Some of these papers turned out super cool. I really like the imaging that I got with some of the stencils I used when I was tea staining. And then some of them are just kind of weird. And there's some that are lined and some that aren't. In the middles of these signatures, which is, remember, what you call a group of papers, I have the strings sticking out, and I put some beads on them for interest. The spine is covered still with the map fabric all the way across, and this is the second signature. Remember, group of pages. And as always, at the end of the book, I have tucked in my sticker for you. The next book I want to really quickly show you is this one. It is a hardcover book. It has a curved, I think it's about a 2.5-inch spine with some raised ridges and some silver gilding. It has some antiquing on it and a bee motif. I made this with a class off of Teachable from Nick the Booksmith, who is my personal heroine. And it consists of some DigiKits. Remember, DigiKits are things that you can get off Etsy and print on your own. And they are bee-focused. I added some little bits of gauze and some stitching on my sewing machine and some distress inks. And there's a couple of tuck spots in this book for you to tuck things in. It talks about bees a lot. I don't know why. I just thought that maybe that would be of interest to somebody. I do know 2 people that keep bees. But I also put in some ledger paper in this one. Some really pretty papers that, again, I printed off at Etsy, and then some scrap things that I had hanging around. And you can see that these are all hand-stitched in. I did some stenciling and some stamping. I just thought it added a really nice flavor to it. I thought it looks really pretty. I like to tuck a few little mysterious things in once in a while when I'm making books. There'll be little bits of paper in there to write on, little paper clips that I jazz up, all different kinds of paper. Some postcards. This book, this blue one, has about 160 pages all told, and lots of interesting little add-on things for you to explore. See, isn't that pretty? That turned out so cool. And again, this is a fabric spine. And then the fabric is put into the backing on here. And so it's going to be very secure for you, and it will not fall apart. I can almost guarantee it. Can't totally guarantee it, because, you know, nothing in life is a sure thing. But anyway, I do hope you're enjoying looking at these, and if you're enjoying it, would you please consider giving it a like? You know, hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you could do that too. I like to add some little tails onto these paper clips when I'm putting things in here so that, number one, you know where they are, and number two, they're not quite so boring. Again, these are tea-stained pages, some stamping, some stenciling. I try to keep with the motif of what the general book is. Sometimes I don't, and I totally go off the rail. What a surprise, huh? This is a big, nice big pocket here. You could put stickers in there, letters, receipts, bills. Although who'd want to take a bill on a road trip with them, huh? I thought that turned out kind of pretty too. It's a stamp with a whole bunch of bee-related stuff on it. And I like this. I thought that turned out pretty neat. Yeah, just folds down like that. And really, I did that deliberately. Anyhow, oh, that doesn't need to be in there, does it? So that's the second book. It's got a lot of interesting stuff in it. And I think I told you on a previous video, I do like to take old books apart and put them into the new books that I create. And that way the old book kind of lives again too. And the next one we're going to see is this. And it's sort of a different type of a book. It's kind of a slimline thing. And I just love the way this looks. Again, it's hardback. And it's got this really utilitarian look to it. And I think it's a pretty sturdy book. I think they're amazing. I put some gauze, as I always do, along the spine. So it's a little just peeking out there and looking kind of fluffy and cool. Again, this is from Nick the Booksmith on Teachable. And if you want that, you too could probably go there and find it. I put some, just some stickers and some other things I had hanging around inside the cover, which again is fabric. There's a lot of pockets in here, tuck spots, tea-stained pages, ledger paper, blanks. There's some pockets in here. Oh, here's a pocket. It's got some stuff in it. And usually in my books, I always put like a little notebook so you can have something to just stuff in your pocket and take with you. This is part of a file folder that I bound into the book just because I thought it added some extra interest. But look at all these places you could write stuff down. See? And if you're stuck for a word, I've even put some dictionary pages in here. I just heard my GoPro go off in the background. This is what happens when you leave a battery sitting in them. They just arbitrarily decide they want to start recording. So now I'm going to have to go over and erase that in a little bit. Lots of times I will use this paper and do some tea staining with it as well. I just think it gives a really neat effect. And there's a lot of tuck spots in here also. Some more stenciling. And the way I got this effect was I was drying some stained papers and I put the stencils in there. And when it dries, it just gives this really cool effect. Some Tim Holtz papers that I've added in. He makes some really interesting papers if you're curious. This is a page that I got out of an old composition notebook from like the 1930s, I think it was. It's pretty cool. And my usual sticker and stuff. This Ex Libris is so you can put your name in here. Okay? I mean, look at this page. Isn't that sturdy looking? Wouldn't you love to have that at your house? Well, I have it at my house and I love it. Yeah. So anyway, I think this is probably the last book I'll show you today. This is also a hardbound book made out of masonite. It also has a curved spine with 3 raised ridges. This one has 3 raised ridges with some gold gilding on it. The cover is also, for some reason, bee focused. I don't know why. I must have been just on a roll. Again, Nick the Booksmith techniques were used and some freebies that she gave, and I've sewn like 3 different pockets on here so you have places to put things. You can write your name in the front of this one if you'd like. Again, we have the fabric spine. These bigger books usually have about 160 pages. That little storybook with the leather cover, leatherette type cover, has probably 110 pages. And this one has a little bit different setup on the inside in that it has these kind of pockets built in, whereas the other one had the pockets built the other way. I also took some old magazines apart and put in this one. I just thought they looked cool. Some lace along the edges where I've done some sewing. It is interesting to look back at my books that I have been making and see the evolution of, well, not to toot my own horn or anything, but my skill level. I hope that you guys have enjoyed looking at these. I have a couple of other little books. I think I told you already, this is 160 pages. This is a page that I have made just by sewing scraps together. That's a big deal in the junk journal world. I thought it was kind of fun. A little bit fiddly, but fun. I like the randomness of all the different types of pages. Oh, I guess I did make a weird page in this one too. And then I tucked in some postcards that I'd made. But yeah, a lot of sewing going on in this one. A lot of pockets to put things in. A lot of postcards, some stenciling, tea staining. This is an interesting pocket. I like the way that looked. And this couple, aren't they adorable? Yeah, but anyway, so there's that book. And it's pretty much more of the same, 160 pages all the way through. If you want more of a detailed look at it, let me know, and I will run through it a little more slowly. But, yeah, mostly I'm just trying to put these out in the universe. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these little darlings, get a hold of me, okay? You know how. These are just some that would be very easily pop in your saddlebag or leave in your car. Just some paper to write on, and it's all neatly bound in one place. This one has pockets sewn in it. See? Pocket. Little pocket tuck spot on the end there. Again, more Nick the Booksmith techniques. She came up with this cover for me, and I added all the doodads and stuff on. And again, I made some pockets sewn on the ends. But anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed looking at all of these ridiculous books that I've been making. I have entirely too much time on my hands. I hope the weather breaks pretty soon, huh? Okay? Okay. Anyhow, leave me a like if you wouldn't mind, and a nice comment if you enjoyed looking at these, okay? Okay, bye.